What's going on, everyone? Just wanted to hop on here and give a little bit of an update on where it seems we're heading in the Kevin Durant potential trade to Phoenix. I say potential because it's not official yet, but you all already know how I feel. It's only a matter of time. And in the video I last dropped about an update, I talked about how reportedly there was no interest from Brooklyn in acquiring DeAndre Ayton, and it was going around this morning that overall there didn't seem to be much of a market for DeAndre Ayton, and that the Phoenix Suns were struggling to find a third team for the trade. Well, it's not. It's we've got some clarity on the situation in essence. So it's not that the Nets aren't necessarily interested in acquiring DeAndre Ayton. It's that if they acquire DeAndre Ayton, they'd be hard capped, which is a big turnoff for most teams. So we do have some positive news, though. Given the fact that Rudy Gobert was just traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's been confirmed by numerous sources, and the Jazz have openly said they are interested in potentially acquiring DeAndre Ayton via sign and trade. So we may have our potential third team. I had talked about some reports that I was reading and some rumors that I was hearing from people that I trust talking about potentially the Atlanta Hawks. Right now, the Indiana Pacers do have the ability to send DeAndre Ayton a max offer sheet should they choose, given the fact that they were able to trade Malcolm Brogdon to the Boston Celtics earlier today. But I highly doubt that they would do so, given the fact that the Phoenix Suns are locked in on making this Kevin Durant trade work, and I don't see Indiana offering much value as far as that goes. I do not think that the Brooklyn Nets would be interested in a Miles Turner. I've said it numerous times on this channel, and I'll say it again. All indication that I've heard is that Chris Duarte is untouchable. They're not moving him. Same thing with Tyrese Halliburton. So there's not many assets that the Pacers have that the Nets would covet. And the main thing, I'm sure some players that they received back in this trade for Rudy Gobert may potentially be on the move to Brooklyn if this is that third team, but they have all that draft capital that they just received, so they can help the Suns out with that and sending some of that draft capital to Brooklyn on top of all the draft capital that the Phoenix Suns are going to be sending, which everything I've indicated is that it's going to be a minimum of 4 first-round picks. And I believe that's the maximum they can do, and they can do a bunch of pick swaps as well. So Brooklyn's going to be set for a while when it comes to draft capital. So there's that. We may have a potential third team with Utah's interest in acquiring DeAndre Ayton. And I also wanted to share, I've been saying it ever since I first started talking about the potential Kevin Durant to Phoenix news a little over a month and a half ago, that the Phoenix Suns were going to do absolutely everything it took to not trade Mikal Bridges if it was possible. And the outlook originally, once the news broke yesterday, was that it's looking like they could potentially have to trade Mikal Bridges to make this whole thing work. Well, given all the stuff that's going on right now, I'm hearing, and Flex, y'all know how I feel about Flex. If you're a Phoenix Suns fan, you know who that is. If you're not and you're just watching this video trying to keep up with Kevin Durant stuff, you might not know Flex, but Flex knows what the hell he's talking about. So, and he has a really good track record. Broke this probably just before I did. He's on top of everything. And the reason I say that is because, for those of you who don't know, I do know some of the people that Flex knows. So I talked to them about Flex, and the difference between me and Flex is I know some people he knows, but he knows people, not only a lot more people than I do, but he knows people in much higher places than I do. So if I say I get it, I have to earn my trust with you guys. Totally get it. That's fair. But if you're not going to take my word for it, take his word for it, because he knows what the hell he's talking about. And it's coming out of his mouth. The things that I've been reiterating time and time and time again, that the Phoenix Suns are actively doing everything they possibly can to try to keep Mikal Bridges out of this deal, but it's looking like for sure Cam Johnson is going to be a part of this deal. They're going to send some expiring contracts from what I understand. They're more than likely going to include Jay Crowder, maybe Cameron Payne, maybe Dario Saric. I don't know, but long story short, because I could go on and on about this, guys, that there's a lot to talk about and only so much time to put it in a YouTube video, but the Phoenix Suns are in a good spot. Like I've been saying for the last month and a half, they're in a very good spot to make this happen. Right now is simply about making the numbers work and presenting a package that Brooklyn can just be like, okay, like we can take that, because let's be honest, there's no way in hell any team in the NBA is going to be able to offer you maximum value for Kevin Durant. So it's all about getting the most value you possibly can and sending Kevin Durant to a destination he's okay with, because a lot of y'all are going to say, and it's nonsense, I'm telling you right now, but it's your opinion and I guess you're entitled to it, that Kevin Durant doesn't have a right to dictate where he's got 4 years left on his deal, blah, 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 blah. You know what? The reality is, in a player-driven league, which is our reality today, that the player has the power to determine where he does or does not go. If he hears that they're about to send him to a place he doesn't want to go, all he has to do is get on the phone with that GM and say, like, hey, like, I'm not going to be happy there. I don't want to be there. I'm probably going to be ahead. All that's, and they're not going to do it. So Kevin Durant is going to go somewhere he wants to go. And he wants to go to Phoenix. Promise you. Let me know what you guys are feeling about the situation, and of course, any further updates, I'll be right here talking about them with you. Thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, guys.